Hey guys, I'm back. This is another 31 Days of Tarot response, and I have a couple more answers for you guys. So, um, I didn't really use for question number or day number 4, the top 5 tarot books of 2018. Surprisingly, I didn't really use any books per se in my tarot learning. I tended, I don't know, like I just have ADD with, I don't want to use that term lightly, but I just have kind of a concentration issue when it comes to books. So in general, I tended to take online courses that use video or watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I also kind of bought different decks that kind of gave me a different perspective of the cards. For example, I bought the Game of Thrones tarot because for me, the Game of Thrones tarot definitely like added another layer to my understanding of tarot, and it was very easy for me to access the meanings. So that's why I bought that deck, etc. Uh, Day number 5 was about what excuse me, what was the card that stalked me in 2018. And I had 2 actually. And number 1 is not surprising because it was actually in my Hermit year, and that would be the Hermit. The Hermit card stalked me a lot at the beginning of 2018, and it's kind of like, oh, fuck, like, to me, like, the Hermit card is not something that I was looking for, because 2018 for me was about branching out and kind of a lot of self-healing, but in the end it ended up being pretty accurate because I needed to kind of find tools and things that I was able to use to self-heal myself. So in that respect, it was pretty spot on. Another one was the Queen of Swords. So at least I think this is the Queen. This is from the Vice Versa Tarot. This could be the King. I'm not sure. Actually, now that I think about it, this is the King. But anyway, we'll just use him in place of the Queen. So the Queen of Swords was definitely someone who I looked to kind of help me get through a lot of emotional malaise. Because anytime you kind of do a lot of self-healing, it brings up a lot of bubbling emotions. So I looked to her to kind of get me through a lot of problems. And yeah, so it wasn't surprising that she came up as well. So love her. And I think that brings me to day number 6. The deck that I finally crossed off my wish list for 2018. I'm kind of lucky because I actually have a big tarot store where I live in Taiwan, and they sell a lot of English decks. And actually, I can find a lot of decks that are kind of out of print that are still kind of marked as regular price. So that in that respect, I don't really have a whole lot of ones in terms of that, but I did have to order a couple that I didn't find at the shop. But actually, this one I was holding off for, and this was the Wild Unknown Tarot. And I thought I was going to really connect with the deck a lot, but actually I didn't at all. I don't know, this is the independent version that I was able to find at the tarot store. And yeah, I think in the future maybe I will be able to connect with it more, but for now there's just something about it that's keeping me from it. But yeah, that was one of the decks. Another of the decks was the Mariel Tarot. I had to buy this off of Amazon because my local tarot store didn't have it. And it's just something about the cards. I have an immense they have an energy about them. Every time I hold them, they just call to me. But it is like an abyss. And I'm not sure why it is that I feel this energy emanating from these cards. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to work with them yet. My goal is to because I feel like I have kind of acquired enough decks already, and for me, I would like to acquire some more Oracle decks. So this is definitely a deck that I want to kind of learn more with in 2019. It's just the cards are so beautiful, and it is a different system, so that's probably why I haven't worked with it as much. Another deck that I crossed off my list was the Wildwood, and the Wildwood is here. I really love the cards and I love the artwork. Just two complaints. One is the hideous borders, and number two would be kind of like just the terrible card stock. Oh my god. I'm just afraid when I shuffle it, they're just going to break at any moment, so I probably need to buy a backup copy of this. I'm actually working with the Wildwood this month, so I should be, maybe I will post a review afterwards about how I got along with the cards. The Wildwood is a different system as well, so it kind of takes a lot of effort in memorizing the meanings of the cards, etc., and how they work patched together. So I'm definitely excited to work with them. And I guess that would be it. This is not a tarot deck, but the Druid Animal Oracle was one that I was acquired as well, and I'm kind of glad I did, because like I said in my previous video, I will pull one out every month or every week and kind of work with that energy. Another one that I crossed off my list is also by Will Worthington. The artwork is by him, and that's the Celtic Lenormand. These are just really great cards. They're so beautiful, and you can do a lot with them. You can pull them, and she has a lot of affirmations in the book, so you can use it as like an oracle or traditional Lenormand. They have two men cards, which is nice for me because I am gay, and also two female cards, which I tend to take out unless I'm doing a reading on my mom or a close female friend. Yeah, they're just really beautiful, beautiful cards. I really recommend buying them. The next question is, and we're approaching 10 minutes, so most worked with tarot deck in 2018 and why? I don't per se have a, because I was learning tarot in 2018, so I acquired a lot of decks, but I would say the White Sage Tarot has kind of become the one that I put in my backpack, and if I'm at work or something, I tend to use those. I love the cards that are kind of travel size. Right now I worked with a Thoth a lot, and I gave a lot of readings using the Thoth. Please don't hate me, but I use the Rider-Waite meanings for it, and to me these cards are brutally honest with me, and they gave me a really great insight into a lot of different aspects of situations or problems that I had. So I'd say the Thoth would be my number one. Another deck that I worked with a lot, I went to Japan. I took them to Japan with me, and I worked with them a lot as well, giving readings to friends, etc. This is the Ukiyo-e Tarot. ukiyo-e tarot, and it's just really amazing. It's Japanese. It's based off the Japanese art style of ukiyo-e, and it's just really quite amazing. Images. I think I'm gonna do a deck review of this as well. So yeah, that would be my most. These two would be my most used decks of 2018. So oh, this would be the box of the ukiyo-e tarot, by the way. Yeah, that covers a couple days of the 31 days of tarot challenge. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye bye for now.